Hey, good morning, Kevin, and all you other fellow leaders. I'm starting my day off by reading another one of my resolutions. Just whether or not you get the benefit of listening in, but it's more for my benefit. Good leaders want to read certain things over and over again to remind us who we are. When you wake up in the morning, who are you? Right? One of my business mentors, he actually says, yeah, like who are you when you wake up in the morning? Are you just some employee, or you're an amazing father, right? You say who you are, right? I'm an amazing man of my faith, right? And if I don't say that in the morning and remind myself that throughout the evening, throughout the day, I'll forget that. And if you don't do it one day, you might not do it the next and the next and the next, and you spend weeks, if not months, sometimes drifting, and you go, who am I? Right? And sometimes you don't remind yourself that. So these daily resolutions are going to keep me on track. So you are welcome to enjoy them as I read them to myself. So this next one it's probably my most recent one, my resolution. And it's been a long time coming in terms of me thinking about it, and I wasn't able to articulate it until I'd seen enough videos, and then something, I don't know if it was a conference I was at or something like that, and I was able to articulate it in a kind of a resolution. So here it is. Here's the first time this is actually out. So resolved to be an actual modern day superhero, period. Much like the fictional Bruce Wayne or Tony Stark, right? Batman and Ironman, or the real life Ben Franklin. I resolve to use my abundant resources, which I'm blessed with, obtained from my businesses to allow me to use my time, energy, and money and technology to do amazing things for people and organizations. I choose to serve, to be available on when called, to contribute to amazing projects when assembled into teams of other like-minded modern-day superheroes. Right? To be, and then I'm part of a team called Kaizen, which is Japanese term for always. Oops, sorry about that. Japanese term for always improving. So I have the Kaizen Avengers assemble, right? So that goes into that resolution plays into a few different key points. Is you want to look to people that have fruit on the tree. So um, I like Tony Stark, and Batman, and the fact that they're choosing to use their resources for something better and bigger, right? Um, I'm a big entrepreneur, and I encourage entrepreneurship. And Ben Franklin was brilliant because he had multiple phases of his life where he was kind of a loser, nobody, quick-witted young whippersnapper kid, um, smart guy, and then he was able to apply that to a craft in the printing industry, and do some really cool stuff, and do some secret writing and things. He wasn't all about the credit, but he wanted his information out there and stuff, and spread some good stuff. So he did that. So he learned his printing craft, and he learned writing, and then he turned that into entrepreneurship by kind of starting up his own printing press or own publishing house or something like that. Back in the day, I don't fully understand back in, printing the beginning, the colonial papers. And then he was able to franchise that out. Brilliant guy for creating the idea of kind of franchising it out. And then that created a bit of a network and an empire of him being able to um, do the paper and print and all the things connected to the printing and the selling of ink and stuff. So he made a lot of good money there. And then that freed him up to be able to experiment and do amazing things. And then his experiments really took off and did him wonders. He gave away so many inventions and ideas. He would sit down and just uses intellect into small groups of like-minded people, and would like create things like the idea of a library and the idea of a fire department. Those were all kind of new concepts, and they kind of created it. Go, no, we need to do these things, and how do we do them, and what's working currently and what's not working. Really amazing. So then his serving also kept improving his people skills and stuff, and he worked on his resolutions. He's kind of the father, the key figure of, resolved his resolutions, right? 13 resolutions, Ben Franklin. Amazing guy. And then all of that was able to contribute to an amazing political career and diplomatic and being a people person, to be able to work with some of the top people in the world at the time, kings of nations, and be able to ask them absurd things and yet still be able to diplomatically be able to handle it. And then even in the forming of the United States Constitution, he had, and the nation of the U.S., is he had direct opposition of people that had opposite ideas of him, but he was able to work with them in such a way that they even acknowledged that they disagree with his ideas, but Ben Franklin's got some great ideas. Or he's a man of passion and vision and things like that. So like even his enemies who disagreed with him still agreed with him on certain principles, and that's, whether you call that compromise or what, like he still got amazing tasks done. So yeah, so much like Ben Franklin, I want to build a business. I want to have multiple phases in my life, and be able to serve people in each and every one of the phases. But that's a bit of my goal. So anyway, so that's a resolution, to use my resources. Everybody has resources. I talk about building a business, but you have time, energy, money. If you are watching this, seriously, you are privileged. Automatically. I know you are privileged to be in front of a computer, a smartphone, internet access, something, electricity. You probably got a roof over your head. You probably have a job. You may or may not be able-bodied, but you got a mind. You're thinking about things. So you already got 4, 5, 6 different blessings that you are to serve others with. You're to multiply. You're to maximize those efforts. So this is what I'm trying to do. So this is Kevin signing off for Kevin, and you're welcome to join me, as you probably already have. So here we go. And yeah, this is my temporary setup in my home office. It's not, I'm using my webcam audio right now because my other stuff was in the studio, so that we're making. So we will see, but either way, I needed to get this dealt with and done. So thank you very much for watching, and Kevin, we'll talk to you tomorrow. And all you other leaders, we'll see you tomorrow too.